Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Yomimon, the NU Chronicles. This one's against my buddy Sariel. So when I'm looking at his team, I'm like, what is your team going to do? What is its vibe? I'm looking at the Uxie and I'm like, you're probably going to lead with that thing. Looking at the Verizian, I'm scared of that thing's power and speed, and everything else, I am a little bit worried about that Steelix, but I have my fire Pokemon of Typhlosion, and I also have my Helo list that can take it out, so I'm not too worried. So we head into the match. I'm leading with Kimberly, the Miss Magius, the Queen of Pain, the anti-lead of sorts, and he does lead with his Uxie, and I'm like, yes, alright, it's time to get in there and do his thing. So Kimberly, the magician that she is, she's like, I'm gonna, now you see me? And now you don't, because it's gonna hide behind a substitute. And that way I get to block hits Thunder Wave, which is awesome on my part, and then I get a free Nasty Plot. So at this point I'm like, what is he gonna do? Is he gonna attack? Because the Uxie can carry a bunch of attacks, but it does Stealth Rock, and I'm like, okay. I guess you know what I'm gonna have to do after that? I'm gonna have to do another Nasty Plot, you know, double toil and trouble, cauldron burn, and fire bubble. I don't think that's the way you're supposed to say it, but whatever's, people. So then he does the foul play, and I'm like, that's good. Maybe I shouldn't have gotten greedy and done another Nasty Plot, because I probably could have been OHKOing a lot of things from that range anyway. But I'm like, whatever, I'm faster, I can do it. Here comes a Shadow Ball. Wham bam, thank you ma'am, that is a knockout. So then after this, it is time for him to bring in his Luminos, his Lantern, which makes sense because Lantern does have a considerable amount of bulk and it can do some damage, but I guess maybe it wanted to Thunder Wave me again to slow me down so I wouldn't be sweeping so hard, but had to survive a Shadow Ball, which it couldn't. So then Molcorn, the Articuno, comes out. I'm like, I don't know Articuno's base speeds at this point, so I thought like, yep, just gonna get OHKO'd, bro. But then no, he sends out the Ice Beam first. I'm like, whoa, if it had been a crit, it would have been a one-hit KO, but thankfully it wasn't. So then I get the Shadow Ball off and I take out 3 of his Pokemon with my Kimberly. I'm like, alright, I'm liking this right now. So then he brings out Verizian, which I know is faster, and I'm not going to switch out. I don't need to at this point. I've done enough damage against his team, and I feel really good about just how the lead worked out and how well I played that. It was a good read. He was playing the way you would expect anybody to play with the Pokemon he had on his team, so I'm glad I could do some damage there. Now I'm like, alright, I'm going to use Eruption, take this thing out. It has a lot of vigilance, but hey, doesn't matter. It lives. And I'm like, no. I should have kind of known it was going to live, because I did take Stealth Rock's damage, but I was hoping, and I know next time I'll just have to do the different calcs to see like what percentage and when can I actually be considered using Eruption over Flamethrower, but most of the time it should only be when I'm at full health, but hey, it's a thing. So it takes out my Typhlosion pretty well, but it's done 2 close combats, and now its defenses are down by 2 stages. So I'm going to try to use that to my advantage. I don't want those Stealth Rocks in there anymore, so I'm bringing my Ottoman. He's going to sit on those rocks and just get them out of there, but I'm like, you better survive this close combat. You better. I know it's super effective, but it survives it pretty well. And I'm like, alright, it's down 3. I'm just gonna be like, you spin my head right and round, and it just knocks it out. So, you know, that is really good. And I think he only has maybe 2 Pokemon left or 1 Pokemon left. I wasn't counting too hard, but here it's time for Ottoman to do his thing, and it's bringing out his Golem. Good thing we're not playing at Worlds, because that would be illegal. I know it's that flying thing whose name I can't remember. I think Golurk. Yep, that's what it is. It's a Golurk. And I do recover because I'm like, I think I can tank any move you're going to do to me. Didn't expect to Drain Punch too much, but I get a considerable, like maybe 75% of my life back, and I'm really happy about that. So then it does Fire Punch, and I'm like, why did you change it up? I don't know. But it does a considerable amount. Maybe it was trying to burn me, actually, now that I think about it in hindsight. But I do the Avalanche, and I knock it out. And I wasn't expecting Golurk to actually put in some, not Golurk, Avalug to put in some work here, but it does. And I really do like it in this tier. It's maybe one of the few reliable spinners. Like, a lot of the spinners in the tier are weak against rocks, but it can recover off the damage. So I'm like, we're good. So now he brings in his Mega Pokemon, and we speed things up here because, hey, it is actually kind of a long and drawn out point of this match where he's like, I do Avalanche, he does Rock Slide. I do Avalanche, I recover. And it's kind of thing like that, but as we come to the end here, just want to talk a little bit that, hey, it was a fun match. It really allowed me to take a team that I worked on for only about a week, but actually really understand it. And the fact that I understood it and knew how to play this, you know, ebb and flow of this, because I could have gotten flinched at anytime I used an avalanche, but I just wanted to make sure I was in the range to be able to recover the damage that he would do, bar the crit. That way I was like, I'm gonna recover up. But at this point, I'm like, I'm cursing in between because I want to add a little bit to my damage, and I'm already going slower with avalanche, so my speed at this point doesn't matter. And he can keep doing the rock slides, but at this point, when my curses actually make me slower, which I think is coming up right about here, but no, I do the avalanche, and then finally I knock him out, and that is good game. So that does it for this one. You'll see another one next week that'll be from the same tournament, continue with the NU Chronicles until the end of this month. And then after that, I will make a whole new team, do a team overview of it, and see you with some more battles from then. Until then, check out these other ones. Have a good day.